Good morning, everyone. I'm going to start with a question. What do you think scares you more? How you feel, or not understanding it? Think about it for a second. It's a strange kind of discomfort, isn't it? The moment something inside you doesn't make sense and you don't know what to do with it, it makes me want to crawl out of my own skin. A few months ago, I went through the passing of a very close family member. I remember lying on my bed early in the morning, so overwhelmed with the weight of everything I was feeling that it rendered me numb. It had been a sudden death. He had been extremely young and so filled with life that more than anything else, I was confused. It was an endless spiral of thoughts, stuff like, why hadn't I called when I could have? And when was the last time I even met him? Pointless questions, no answers. And yet, the only solution I could think of was to search it up. I thought, maybe if I understand what happened to him, I will automatically feel more accepting of the whole situation. Obviously, I was wrong. Because after days, when I finally stopped compulsively Googling, I was hit with a force of grief so strong that the impact, it left me in pieces. My mom always tells me that you don't need to understand everything. You just need to feel it. And every single time she's told me that, I've thought that's just not enough for me. Because for so many of us, not knowing feels literally unacceptable. There were generations of humans before us whose main issue was finding information. Books were rare, knowledge was localized. But with us, that's not the case. And even though our issue isn't finding information, we constantly seek for more and more, trying to find answers that probably don't even exist out there. Today, the average person consumes the equivalent of 34 gigabytes of information every single day. That is the same as watching over 15 hours of video content daily, according to a study conducted by the University of California in San Diego. Obviously, overexposure of that extent cannot come without side effects, can it? So what are they? They're the ones that all our parents constantly remind us of. Shortened attention spans, decision paralysis, mental fatigue. But the thing is, this overload of information doesn't just affect how we think. It affects who we become. Or, to put it in better words, whether we become anything at all. Allow me to explain. When you're constantly surrounded by new ideas, beliefs, opinions, identities, you slowly just stop trusting your own. You start second-guessing your thoughts before they're fully formed, and you think, maybe I should just search it up, because there's always something out there that sounds smarter, cleaner, more certain than how you feel. Because every thought, every belief, every opinion that you hold can be challenged by a louder argument, a stronger voice, or something that just sounds more right. And that is exactly what happened to me that morning. I had all of these feelings. They were raw, they were confusing, they were so overwhelming. But instead of just trusting them, I kept trying to find something that could explain it better than I could. Because feeling it would mean facing it, right? And at that time, I would have burned every single bridge if it meant escaping that. We're also told that adolescence is supposed to be the time where we figure out who we are, what we value, how we see the world. But now, this process doesn't happen happen in reflection. It happens in constant, incessant chaos. Every day we're exposed to thousands of versions of who we could be. People with perfect lives, perfect opinions, perfect curated identities. Perfect people. And so somewhere in all of that, we lose our authenticity. We lose the little quirks and the silly notions and the unfunny jokes that make us who we are. We lose ourselves. Mr. Keating from the Dead Poets Society once said, "No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world." And it's true, they can, right? But what do you think happens when you're exposed to so many of them that you no longer have any idea which ones are actually yours? So what do we do about this? We can't realistically reject information, right? That's not a viable solution. But there is another one. In psychology, there's a concept called metacognition, which is basically the process of thinking about how you think. It means being aware of what you consume, how you consume it, and why it impacts you. It means asking yourself stuff like, is this really worth my time? And I know it sounds really cliched, okay? But it truly does have such a huge impact on how we think. Because when we start questioning this constant need for information, we realize that it's just how we avoid uncertainty in a world that has so much already. And that's valid, right? We witness economic crises and environmental crises, pandemics, wars, etc. So obviously we don't want more stuff we cannot predict, especially not stuff that's literally happening inside us. Because not knowing is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable and it's scary. But the thing is, that discomfort, it's so important. Because my mom's right. Sometimes you just need to feel things. And I think I'm starting to realize that too. That morning, as I laid in bed, drowned in shock and grief, all I wanted was an escape from that feeling. But what I didn't realize is, sometimes, the only way out is through. So I want you all to make a promise to yourselves. A promise that you will allow yourselves the liberty to feel, the liberty to live, that you will laugh till your stomachs hurt, cry till your eyes burn, dance till you feel like your feet are falling off, and move through life becoming a person of your own accord. Because in a world where information dominates, the only thing left making us truly human is feeling. So promise to yourselves that you'll preserve that humanity within you. Because now, more than ever, the world needs real people. And I hope we all find it within ourselves to become them. Thank you.